Hello everyone, welcome to the part 8 of the option basics series, and in this video we will be talking about delta. So in previous couple of parts I was speaking about option Greeks. I will be discussing option Greeks basics and some overview about how delta works, so that you have an overview about what is a delta or the option Greeks. So in this video, I will be talking only about option delta. So option delta is the most important Greek to understand because it indicates sensitivity of the option prices in relation to the price of underlying. Now in simple terms, it will tell you the changes in the option price due to change in 1 unit of underlying price. So if, for example, a stock like SBI is trading at 278 rupees, if it changes to 279 or 1 rupee, that is 1 point or 1 unit, whenever it changes, it signifies the value of it. So normally delta of a call option is expressed from 0 to 1, and the delta of a put option is expressed as -1 to 0, because the put value actually shows the downward side. And the value depends mainly on the moneyness of a particular option, that is whether the option is in the money or at the money or out of the money. So this value keeps on changing based on where it is moving. Now delta of any option can tell you the type of the option too. So normally delta of a call option is positive, as I told you earlier. It means when we buy a call, its delta value will be positive, and when we buy a put value, its delta value will be negative. Now, but this positive or negative sign will be opposite in case of selling, as I told you. So call option will be in plus, minus. So it will always be between 0 and 1 for call, and for put it will always be 0 to -1. Now minus 1.0. So this calculation is something which you would come to know. Now there are so many softwares which are available to calculate these things. What it means is, if, for example, a delta value is minus 4.0 of a put value, for example. So every time there is a movement, for example, I'll just write down here. So for a stock like SBI is trading at 278 rupees. So, and for example, the call option of 285 has a delta value of 0.60. So as soon as let me see. Now as soon as this stock reaches 279, that is 1 unit, this should actually be 60 paisa, not 1 rupee. Again, this is just a hypothetical example. I think this would have a lesser value. Usually 280 should have a more value. It's not so now, so as soon as the stock actually reaches 279, okay, I didn't mention one thing here, that's the price. For example, the premium of this is 4 rupees, for example. So if you want to buy this call option, you have to pay 4 points into the lot size, which we are not talking. I think it's around 3,000 rupees at this point of time. But that's not important right now. For this example here. So, so for example, this delta value is 60.60, and if you have to buy this call option, 3,000 into 4. That is around 12,000 is the total investment required. As soon as the stock becomes 279, this call value will not because here 1 unit has increased from 278 to 279. Now this will increase only 60 paise. That's exactly what delta value is. Now how it is calculated and how these parameters change is a different question. But this is delta value, which is how delta works. So that is the reason many people actually work on delta neutral strategies and delta hedging strategies, where they actually buy a call and put of the same side. So if this is not even moving, if this is trading the same range, they use a different strategy. Again, not going to talk about strategies here, just the basics here. So the delta value actually determines how the stocks will move, how the option pricing will move. So in this example, if stock reaches 279, then this will go to 4.6 and not 5 rupees. That's exactly what delta here is. Again, one very important thing which you should know, which I will talk about later too, deep in the money call or put option usually have delta value of 1. That is if you really know these small terms, small things, while understanding the basics of option Greeks, then you can probably take some existing strategies and create your own strategies. Again, it might already exist. Some people might be using it already, but whenever you start using it, these strategies work in your favor, and you can start applying it immediately after testing, of course. So this is exactly how. So again, the same goes with put option 280 put. Now, in this case here, if SBR price is around 278 or 279, this would be in the money option. So if there was some clarity which was required in the at the money in the money, then this would be the time where you can actually understand this better. That is the reason why some of the basic terms you will start understanding it better too while I go forward in this series. So this is an in the money put option, and this generally should have a higher value. So it could mean that this might have a 0.70 delta. So just imagine if you are taking two positions here. That means you buy 2 put options here. So every time a stock goes down, you would actually be making 2 times profit. Again, that's the same applies with the call option too. So these the numbers how you have to actually make is how you calculate these in the money, out of the money, and at the money call options. But delta value is very important based on this. Now again, people think that delta is just a value. Yes, delta is a value, but based on these values only, people actually create different strategies, different option strategies, so that the risk is limited. Again, we always talk about the risk, unlimited risk and limited risk. If you are buying options, you have limited risk. If you are selling options also, if you have taken a buy positions to mitigate, then also your risk is limited. It's not an unlimited risk strategy at all. If you're selling strategy, if you are selling options without any protection, that means without any stop loss or without any buying hedge, then it is definitely an unlimited risk. But whenever you are buying it, you have already paid the premium here. This is your total risk. This is defined for your trade. Again, people trade with stop loss too. So that's again another topic completely. So hope you enjoyed the delta numbers here. If the delta is 0.60 or 0.60, that means every time a stock moves in that direction, call means if it goes up, this moves that here 4 will go to 4.6 every time one unit movement. Again, it goes the same way to the opposite side too. So delta for call options is from 0 to 1.0, and for put option is 0 to minus 0 to minus 1.0. So hope that that's clear for you. If you still have any questions or any clarifications is required, please feel free to comment, and I'll be happy to answer them, because I do read all the comments and questions mentioned on my videos. So thank you, and I will see you again on the next part.